In today's video, we take a look at a woman who was shaming men for not paying for her share of the bill, and this man who refused to pay for a Louis Vuitton bag on just the second date.
I'm gonna go in the store. You said you was taking you shopping.
Come on, I was gonna take you shopping, but not no Louis Vuitton.
This is where I want to go shopping at. Where
Come
else
on.
you thought we was finna go?
Man, come on, Forever 21. What you on? I'm not gonna take you to Louis
Forever
Vuitton.
21, boy. I'm not no Forever 21 ass.
Come on, man.
You
You tripping, man. We going to
no,
Forever
come
21,
on,
dude.
we're going to Louis Vuitton.
Come on, dude. I haven't even been knowing you for that long. This is our second date, dude. You
Okay,
tripping?
so if you want to date me, you need to be able to keep up.
Riddle me this. In 2022, why are men on dating apps that don't have intentions on taking women on dates? When did you think it was okay to ask me to go Dutch, like you from Europe or something? You ain't from the Netherlands. You from right here in Los Angeles. So you know what's up. If you're in a dating app, that means you're going on a date. That means that you're asking a girl to take her somewhere to get to know her. Why are we playing dumb? I don't even understand why we're playing dumb. Are you broke? Yes, 9 times out of 10 you are broke, which means that no vagina for you. Because women are looking to date with intention, which means I'm dating you with intentions of you being my boyfriend. You are now being interviewed for my husband, and I'm looking for the qualities in a husband that would be able to take care of a family. So if you can't even afford a cup of coffee, yo, stay in your lane and don't match with me. You saw my pictures, you saw the quality. I mean, I look just like my pictures, and on top of that, I got Getty images as my profile pics. Getty images. I'm about that life. You know what life that is. That's not the life you live, because clearly you're a bum. Don't date if you can't afford to date. Let that be the motivation and drive for you to make something of yourself, so you can actually have some money to take a girl out on a $60 date.
Did she say that women are going on dates with the intention of having a relationship and that she is interviewing him for the role of her husband? So by her logic, he is also doing the same, and in today's world, almost no woman goes on dates with that intention. They are only looking for a free meal. So if she can't pay for her food, then she should stay in her lane and not beg or shame men for it. Sometimes I really feel bad for us men, cause we have got the worst generation of women to date, as called by this woman here.
Let's get into it. I honestly feel bad for the men of this generation. The younger guys, like in their early 20s, in their early 30s or whatever, and say they don't have a very prominent career, such as like in finance, because I used to work in finance. So I know how much finance men really make in investment finance. That's what I'm talking about, okay? That's where we used to work. I know those men make upwards of $200 and something plus $1,000 a year, okay? Not every man will make that amount of money. And if there is men that make that kind of money, it's very limited, okay? So I think it's so crazy that this young women, this young ladies of this generation is expected for a man to make $300,000 plus in a major city. You get what I'm saying? To take care of a family and all that. Not every man is going to make that amount of money. A man nowadays barely making $45,000, especially if he's black. I really think women are asking for a little bit too much from men. And y'all gonna be mad, but I really don't care because y'all need to hear the truth. Sometimes I honestly don't blame our men for going out and dating other races of women, because let me tell you something. I grew up around those different women who came from very rich families, extremely wealthy. I'm talking filthy rich, probably richer than what you probably think. My parents had me surrounded by those kids, had me surrounded by those. Y'all don't even get it. Y'all think finding a man that rich, that has a legit career, legit, in STEM or something like that, where he's making over 150 grand, okay? Y'all really think that's an easily accessible man?
That is the root cause of the problem. They are delusional enough to think that such a guy is going to wait for them and that they deserve that guy, when in reality they won't even get a decent look at such a man.
No, they're not. If you didn't grow up doing horseback riding classes, if you didn't grow up doing cooking classes, my mother had me in cooking classes with all the little white kids, all of them growing up. Because their parents taught them that. Y'all are missing that when you are born to be, honestly, a housewife and to live that lifestyle, you have to grow up seeing those things. It's just not going to come to you without you seeing those things. Now, granted, there are some women that just, luck up on a really high value, rich man. And, that's just not his money and things like that. It's a bunch of other components that go into it. You get what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, I honestly feel so bad for these guys, especially our men. Other men, I have friends of all races. Other men, they can make them a smooth $50K, $55,000, and their white wife will be so happy because she's like, well, I'm working too. And, she takes so much pride into her man. And I feel like with black men sometimes, with this generation of girls, like the girl that got mad with the $30 for lunch, my man sent me money that same day. That same amount. And I went to Kava and I ate there for lunch and I ate it for dinner because I don't eat that much no way. Okay? It's just like, y'all are expecting men to make more than what they actually will make in the black community. If we're going to be real, if he's not in the top profession, he ain't making a lot of money. People just need to find somebody that they love and forget what people tell you and just find who you love and be happy with that person. Stop trying to be like somebody else. Stop trying to live the life that you see on social media because sometimes that ain't even realistic. Okay? I think y'all just need to give the person that's in your lane a shot because sometimes people try to go outside their lane, and I'm gonna be real with you. That ain't gonna work. You need to stay within your lane and stay within the men that you...
Yes, she is absolutely right. Both men and women need to date in their lanes. While there will be anomalies here and there, most women won't find that glitz and glamour lifestyle that they consume daily on social media, and that's what causes women to not put enough effort in the relationship they are currently in, which later down the line they regret, as shown in this clip here.
Woman shared her regrets about not working harder to save her marriage now that her ex-husband is happily remarried. The 41-year-old woman shared to the True Off My Chest subreddit that she left her husband around 10 years ago, shortly after they'd had their first child together. According to this woman, there were no major issues in the marriage. She was a stay-at-home mom and had her husband wrapped around her finger. He did whatever she said, and she burned him out. When he grew tired of her demands, she started threatening divorce. She thought she was still a great catch and that she could do better than her husband, so she left. She ended up getting joint custody of her son and the house after the divorce. Now, 10 years later, the ex-husband is happily remarried with a baby daughter and a new house. The divorced woman, on the other hand, has been unmarried ever since. She's jealous of her ex-husband's new wife, saying, "She took my husband, she took my kid, she took my life that was once mine, and now I live in an empty house." She claims she is alone and miserable and wishes she would have been a better wife 10 years ago so she wouldn't be in this situation. As you can probably imagine, not many people were very sympathetic towards this woman. "You got what you deserved and he got what he deserved," one Redditor commented. Others noted that the new wife didn't take anything from her, with one saying, "You gave it away." This woman's story may end in bitterness and guilt, but that's not the case for most divorcees. According to research derived from family law attorneys, 80% of divorcees end up remarried. While divorce is a valid option in many situations, it's not always the solution. It takes two to make things work, and many people believe this woman reaped what she sowed.
So social media caused me to get a divorce. Like, that's dumb. That's a mistake. Let me explain. My own feelings of uncertainty and unhappiness for a while. I was actually, I hate telling people this, but like, I had thoughts on my wedding day, and I thought that was just super normal. And I was in the haze of being a new mom. We got pregnant very early in our relationship, which again, another story for another day, but you know, being a new mom, I had two young kids, and I was just in survival mode. So I really didn't have a lot of time to think about me or what I wanted or what I was feeling. I was just in kind of like autopilot. And I think that's probably why, if you go back on my page, you'll see any videos of me talking about my husband where like I make us out to be like the happiest couple ever, which we're not unhappy. There is actually not a lot of tea here. There's not a lot of like jealousy or animosity or a big story or anything that was wrong. It just also wasn't